Okay, everybody, welcome to Thursday's workout. My name is Megan, and I am with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Hi, Natalia. Thank you for coming. And we are going to do a workout today. We're going to be doing a little bit of breathing work, so some breath work, and we're going to get into some rotation work and some rowing, so pulling, so lots of back body. I like to focus on a lot of back body for those of us not only that use devices to get around, but also for those of us that are maybe finding ourselves sitting a lot, because then we're not actually using a lot of the muscles in our posterior chain, and it's really easy to get them out of balance, and that can be a big strain, literally like a strain in the neck, and cause other problems as well that can create pain in the body and some discomfort. So we do lots of posterior chain work in these classes, and that's kind of why I'm just explaining to you why we're doing a lot of that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we won't need a whole lot of equipment today. We're just going to be using a band. So if you have a few bands, if you have like lighter bands and then lower bands or heavier bands, then grab both of them, because we are going to be doing a little bit of like heavier work that we need, and then a little bit of lighter work. So a little bit more of the shoulder stabilizers and not so much the bigger muscles in our back. Okay, so 2 bands if you can. And I just saw a couple people come in. If anybody has any like grip compromises or anything, you might want to have loops in your bands. That can really help. You can put them and just give yourself a little extra support. Or I know some people put them right on their wrists. So that might be another thing to do. And welcome Doreen from California coming into the class. Awesome. Very cool. All right. And then the next thing you're going to use today is a dowel. Okay. So anything that is wider than your shoulders, easy to grip. So whatever that means for you. And we want to make sure that it is light. I don't want anyone using anything too heavy for this one. I know some people have, they add a little bit of weight to their dowel, or they have like those body bars, and that's fine as long as it's on the lighter side. Okay. So dowel today. And a band, pretty simple. We're just going to use those two pieces of equipment. Also, for those that don't have a band, because we are going to be using it a little bit as one of the main ways we move today, you can use like yoga tights or some stretchy pants. That's also a really good way to imitate the band. Okay, and then I didn't mention it, but for those of you that take my class often, feel free to use a release ball, because we are going to be doing a bit of release work right before we get into some of the breathing. Okay, so let's get into that right now. So we're going to sit up nice and tall, neck nice and long, so back of the neck gets really long, crown of the head shining to the ceiling. Really important, because you can't really see what you look like while you're watching me right now. I know you just see me. It's a one-way class. It wouldn't be that bad of an idea to go into the mirror after and look and see how you do some of these exercises, because it can be really telling with how we're sitting in our chair. So even in these breathing and release exercises, if you need to prop yourself up with some props, whatever you need to do, and if that helps you get a little taller, that's going to help your breathing. It's going to help you relax more into these releases. So whatever it is that you need in that sense, feel free to do that. Okay. So let's get started. So we're going to get right into the pec here. Once again, if you have release balls, go ahead and use that. I'm just going to demonstrate with my hand. Okay, here we go. Getting right in there. If you are female and you have breast tissue, we are working in and around. So we're trying to get in and behind the breast tissue. We're getting into the muscle. Okay, so getting right in there. Doesn't have to be painful. We're just trying to get a little bit of a deep tissue massage feeling. Okay. And you can start working your way up. So if I start right in here, I can start working my way up into the pec minor, which is going to be just at the upper part of my chest. Okay. You can do little circles. You can do like little seesaw back and forth, whatever it is that feels best for you. And I actually do see quite a few new names in here today, so that's really cool. Having said that, if you do have any questions or comments throughout this class today, feel free to shoot it in the chat, and I'll answer your questions as soon as I'm done movement. Otherwise, the lovely Sasha is here today, and she can answer any questions about the programs as well with BC Moss. Okay, from there, you're going to come right up into the subclavicle. Awesome. Getting right in there. Okay, making sure that your hand, this arm is just relaxed, hanging down. We don't want to tense it. Okay, and from there, then we're going to get into the trap, which is one of my favorites to get into because it's so tight all the time. You're going to get right up in, so just right along the neck here. And you can do a few ways. You can do the seesawing back and forth, kind of what I'm showing, or you can do like a grab and release. And this just gets a little deeper. So if you're already really, really tight here, really sensitive, and you have some sensitivities going on or sensation changes, I wouldn't recommend going this deep. But if this feels good for you, then go for it. Okay, you have to kind of listen to your body. Everybody's going to do something a little bit different. Okay, awesome. And then from there, what we can do is we can actually pin the muscle down. So find a little like rock, feels like a rock, or it feels like a guitar string, something a bit stringy. And you're going to take your chin, tuck it, and then you're going to pin with that hand, and you're going to pull away. So we pin the muscle, and then we're going to pull away. Good. And you should feel a bit of a stretch or a lengthening in that side of the neck when you do that. And pull 5. And pull 6. And pull 7. Nice. And 8. 9. And then we do it again. And 10. Good. Okay, take that arm up over the head. We're going to warm up the lats. So it's part of this back body that we're going to use. So I'm just doing some nice activation slaps up and down the side because this is harder to get into release-wise. So nice slapping. Okay, and just a reminder that as the weather gets warmer, make sure everybody has water next to them so that when we do this and we have breaks, everybody's staying hydrated, especially as we get into summer here. Okay, good. Releasing that. Let that go. Awesome. All right. Other side. We're going to be moving, rolling around the pec there, getting right behind the breast tissue, feeling that release, relaxing the arm of the side that you're doing. That's really important. Okay, good. And slowly coming up into the pec minor, so getting up a little higher. Yeah, working that. Really, no wrong way to do it. If you have a spot that's feeling really tender or tight, then just hang out there. You don't need to move on when I say this is for you. I'm just guiding. Okay, and then from there, we're going to come up right into that trap muscle. So I just like to support my elbow here so that I can get a little more strength in my pressing. Okay, pulling, pushing, even doing that release if that feels good for you. Getting right in there, finding those rock hard traps. Most of us have. Okay, and then we're going to pin it. So you're going to pin, tuck that chin, and then we're going to pull away to the other side. Good. And pin, pull away. And again, pull. And again, pull. And again, pull. And again, pull. Let's do 3 more here, everybody. 1 and 2 and 3 and awesome. Good. Shake that out. Bring arm up overhead. Activation slaps right along the sides of the lats. We're trying to reach behind the back. You can go all the way up into the armpit. These muscles are quite large. They take up a lot of your back, so we want to get all the way up, all the way down. Okay, and then slowly release. All right, so we did all our release work, and now we're going to do a bit of breathing. So we're going to sit nice and tall. I want everybody to put their hands right on their belly. So right where your belly button is, we're going to place our hands here, okay? And what we're going to do are some deep diaphragmatic breaths, and that's just a fancy way of saying belly breathing, okay? So if you've ever seen, this is a weird analogy, but a client just sent me a video of it today because he was doing his I call them crocodile breasts. He was doing them in the hospital because he has an infection going on, and he finds it better because the infection's in his lungs. He's able to breathe a lot better when he uses his diaphragm. And so he's been working on what I call these crocodile breaths. And so he sent me a picture of a crocodile today. And anyways, long story short, if you look at a video of how a crocodile breathes, it's their entire belly. It's like under their rib cage. Everything expands and it's everywhere. It's not just here. It's all 360. So that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get like a big crocodile and let everything expand and let everything sink in as we breathe. So 360, think all the way around. We're going to do this together. Here we go. Big inhale, expand in the belly, and then exhale, everything sinks in. Okay, so the hands are feedback for you. Inhale, crocodile, and exhale. Good. And again, inhale, and exhale. Nice. And again, inhale, and exhale. Good. And again, inhale. Shut your eyes if you need to. Exhale. Sometimes shutting your eyes really helps you get really grounded in your body. Nobody can see you right now, so go for it. Inhale. And exhale. You can still hear my voice. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do 3 more all as a group. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Excellent. All right. We are going to add on one thing to that today before we get moving. So we're going to add on the core activation with it. So from the deep breath, we do that big inhale, but now on the exhale, I want it to be a little bit more active. I want us to think that somebody has our belly button tied to a string and they're way back here. So they're way behind there. So as I exhale, so inhale to start. Inhale to start. And then as we exhale, someone's going to pull that belly button in to the back of the spine. Okay? So inhale and exhale. Draw that belly in to the back of the spine. Okay, keep going. Inhale and exhale. Actively draw that belly button in. You should feel a bit of a tightening feeling around the center of your core, like right through. Okay, here we go. Inhale and exhale. Draw that belly button in. If you're a higher level spinal cord injury, this is still beneficial. We still want to get that drawing in mechanism in the breath. We still want to envision that. Okay, so even if you can't necessarily feel what's happening, we can still work on it and we can still get a benefit from that. Okay, ready? Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Belly button draws in. Okay, 4 more as a group. Inhale, exhale, belly button draws in. Remember to sit tall. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale 2 and exhale. Good. Last one. There should be no tension up in here right now. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Very nice. Okay, enough of that. Let's get moving. And 1. So the goal with that is to try and think about that as we move through this warm up. 4 and 5, 6. Nice big shoulder rolls. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Reversing it. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is 9 and 10. Now we're going to take it bigger. So we're going to have our hands on our shoulders. Now our shoulders aren't moving. We're going to think of making circles with our elbows. If we need to stabilize, we can keep one hand down and just do one at a time. Okay, otherwise we're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Good. Keep moving. Nice and big. 7 and 8 and 9, 10, and touch it and come back. 1, good. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. This is 9 and 10. Good. Today we're going to rotate and hold for 30 seconds to start. And on every exhale, I want you to try and twist a little bit more. So inhale, belly breath, and exhale, twist a little bit more. Good. Inhale. So it's active. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Inhale. And exhale, twist a little bit more. 2 more. Inhale. Sitting tall. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And that's your twist. Other side. Good. Reach over. All the way over. And we hold. Inhale. And exhale. Twist. Inhale. And exhale. Twist. Inhale. And exhale. Twist.
Megan, I think Doreen had a question in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'll finish this twist. I saw it and I'll answer it after.
Perfect.
For sure, yeah. Inhale and exhale, twist. Thank you, Sasha. Inhale and exhale, twist. And inhale and exhale, twist. 1 more. Inhale and exhale, twist. Slowly unwind. Awesome. Okay, before we get moving again, so any suggestions for modifications for left elbow pain flare-up from past radial head break? That depends on what is hurting you. So let me know when we go through something that doesn't feel good, and I will give you a modification because I can't see what we're working with. So I'll do my best. So next time we go get with something, just you can put a thing in the chat, and once I'm done teaching the movement, I'll answer your question. Okay, that's awesome. This is what I like. I love being able to help people. All right, here we go. So now we're going to reach up to the ceiling. If you want to look at your hand, you can. If you've got tight neck, just look forward and then pull and come down. Okay, reach up to the ceiling as high as you can and pull and come down. Up, reach, and come down. Good. Up and down and reach and good. Keep going. Reach and again. Reach. We're going to do 2 more here. This is 1 and down and 2. And now we're going to do cat-cow. So we're going to tuck the chin. We're going to round the spine all the way down until you can't go down anymore. I'm just going to stay up so people can still hear me because my mic isn't working today. And come right back up, rolling up through the spine. Slowly roll up. Now we're going to take our hands behind us, if you can. Shoulder blades in our back pockets. Lift the heart to the ceiling and reach. Deep breath here. And then we're going to reverse that. So we tuck the chin again, rounding down 1. All the way down, rounding in that spine more than I am. I want you to still hear me. Keep going. When you're done that, take a deep breath. Slowly roll up. Good. Hands behind you, eyes to the sky, heart to the ceiling, shoulder blades in your back pockets. Excellent. And then we go again, tuck that chin, rounding in the spine. All the way down. Good. And slowly rolling up. Hands behind you, eyes to the sky, shoulder blades in the back pockets, and reach. And now we're going to do one last one. Tuck your chin. Rounding down, taking your time. Even if I'm going too fast, you can slow down. I don't need everybody at my speed. Do whatever you need to get the best out of this movement that we're doing together today. Slowly roll up. And hands behind you, eyes to the sky, heart to the ceiling, lift. Good. And now we're going to rotate one more time, but we're going to tap and center and tap. Sitting up as tall as you can. Don't forget that posture. And switch. And switch. Good. This is 4 and 3 and 2, and 1, and good. Last one here in warm up before we get started. Big bear hug. Take the opposite hand, cross it in front. Or on top, I should say. 3. Okay, chest straps are good for this one, maybe for some of us. So we're not having to focus too much on that balance, but more getting a nice big release and stretch in those pecs from the work we did at the beginning. 2 more here, everybody. And done that. Awesome. Okay, good. We're going to start with our dowel. We're going to get our heart rate up right away today. So grab a sip of water. Grab your dowel. I'm going to start the clock here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today are 2 intervals. One is going to be kayaking. The second one is, okay, so Doreen, so it sounds like when you extend your elbow, it hurts. That's what I'm seeing from your message. So everything I show you, you're basically not going to extend the elbow all the way. Okay, so I'm going to explain the exercises, and then I'll go over the compensation that we can do for your elbow injury. Okay, so the first thing is a kayak, which will be really easy for you to adapt. So when we do a kayak, we want to make sure that it's like you're in a boat, really, and you're going to think of driving the dowel down into the water and then back into center, and then other side. Okay, so this is the normal version, the version that I want anybody who doesn't have an elbow thing going on to attempt to do. I would prefer everybody to sit tall when they do it. If you have a hinge practice where you hinge forward with a long spine, then I'll let you do that progression, okay? But the basic, like normal basic version that we're all going to come back to or start at is this one, okay? So progression can be here with a hinge, okay? And then this would be neutral. A regression of this will be if maybe we have an elbow injury, you're just not going to you're just not going to extend your elbow, Doreen, all the way. So like I'm reaching down to the floor, you might just want to reach like to your hip. So it's just rotating to your hip, rotating to your hip. So you're not actually changing your elbow bend. So you're getting a little more rotation aspect. I hope that makes sense. So there's 3 options for everybody today, depending on what you're working with. So here with the elbow stays nice and neutral in a bend. The neutral, just nice big reach rotation. Make sure that you're getting the dowel like closer to the floor than I am. I'm on a couch. So really reach it down and back, just like you're driving it into the water. And then a bit more advanced version, if you have a hip hinge practice, we're here. I'm not going to go over it today. That's just for some of you that are already working on hinging. Okay, that's the 3 versions we're doing. We're going to do it for 1 minute. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. You're on the clock. I'm going to show just the original. Okay, just so that everybody has a place to come back to. Okay, tempo is up to you. I'd like you to get your heart rate up. So pick your form first. So focusing once your form feels solid and you're going through this nice and smooth, then you can pick the pace up. But otherwise, I don't want to see anybody moving or throwing their movements away. This should be nice and smooth and fluid, just like you had water resistance on your paddle. Okay, we're breathing. Keep going. It's a good day to play some music when we do these timed intervals. 15 seconds. Awesome. 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. Okay, the next version that's going to be timed is a rotation with a little bit of a push. So we're still here. Doreen, I'll show you your version after. So we're going to rotate and we're going to go out, but this time the accent is on the pull in. So we're here, and I want you to accent the pull. So it's like you're pulling, and then that twists you to the other side. So out, and then I want to see a strong pull. It's almost like you're going, yes, right? here, pull, because I want to get that lat firing here. Pull, rotate, and pull, rotate, and pull, rotate, and pull, rotate, okay? Doreen, my suggestion to you is to not do the pull on one side. So if it's say it's my left elbow, you're going to go here, freeze, here, pull. Here, freeze. So you're only doing the one side. So we can still get that activation, okay? And you can think of both shoulder blades squeezing at the same time, okay? Hopefully that's clear because I'm starting the clock. 3, 2, 1, and go. I'm going to show the neutral variation. Pull and pull, pull, good, and pull. 1 minute here, everybody. Pull and pull, good. Keep breathing, nice and long in the back of the neck, tall posture. You are over halfway. Keep those feet solid on the floor. No wiggle parties in this. So if you feel that your hips are moving all over the place on this rotation, then we're not rotating high enough in the trunk. So make sure your hips are not moving. And I'll show a trick for that here in a minute. 3, 2, and time. Good. One more exercise in this circuit, and then I'll show you that trick. So you're going to grab your band. I would recommend a light band. So the lightest band that you have. Elbows are going to stay in. Okay, Doreen, this should probably be fine for you. Palms are up. And we're going to think of externally rotating out and again. Good. So the closer my hands are on the band, the more challenging this is going to be. So you can start a little lighter. Let's say this doesn't work for your elbow, Doreen. You're going to do it without weight. Okay? And anybody, even if you don't have a band, you can still do this without weight and try and work on getting your hands as far out as you can without letting the elbows come out. Okay? 4, good. I'm going to count to 12. And if some of you have already done 12, you can end at 12. I was blabbing. 2 more. And relax. All right, that is the circuit of 3. So I'm going to give everybody a 30 seconds chance to get water. I'm just going to check the chat, and then we're going to do all that again. Okay, awesome. Starting with the dowel. For those of you that are part of Ocean Insider Club, all of these exercises are found on there. If you're not sure what that is, stay today and I can give you some information. And we're also going to be doing some lower body stuff today that you will start to see on Ocean Insider Club on the subscription site, because the lovely Natalia is adding them on as we speak. So really good news. It's expanding. And yeah, that's going to be really exciting. We've been having a lot of requests for that. So if you are a member, make sure to stay tuned and we will let you know when those are up there and you can start adding in some of the lower body exercises into your workouts. All right, coming back to kayak. So doing the variation that works for you, starting the clock, we're going to do another 1 minute interval. Here we go. We're going to go right into the other one after a quicker break. Here we go. 3, 2, and go. Kayaking, focusing on that breath. Okay, so the trick, you can keep moving, but the trick that I was talking about was to keep your hips still, try and put a ball or something in between your knees and don't let it drop or don't let it wiggle. Okay, that's one way. You can also have a band around your thighs. And if you've been training with me, coming to this class, you know what I'm talking about. And that is good if you have no tone or spasticity in your inner thighs. If we have some spasticity going on, a ball is really good to hold. Okay, keep moving. Otherwise, being aware of your hips, keeping your pelvis still, really rotating through the height at your spine where your belly button is. 9 seconds left. 3, 2, and time. Awesome. Okay, our next one is going to be rotate, pull, accentuating that pull. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. 1 minute. Okay, still here. This is one. Even when I want to rotate more, I can feel wanting to move my hips. So really think of pushing those feet, getting them grounded in your foot plates and or the floor. That's it, everybody. Keep moving. Doing great. You are over halfway. You get a break after this one. "15 seconds left. Staying nice and fluid with your movement. Think of where your shoulders are in space. If they're up at your ears, we need to reevaluate. Get them down, relax, think tall spine. And that's your last rotation and time. Okay, this is your mini break. I said break, but I didn't really mean it. Just enough of a break to get your band. All right, here we go. External shoulder rotations. Palms are up. Pick your distance. Nice and tall. Feel that space between the shoulder blades. Try and break that band without letting the elbows migrate away from your rib cage too much. Okay, and if you're really, really confident, you can start thinking about that belly breath that we did and that belly button drawing into the spine. There's some value to that. I know 2 people in this class that have had a fall and they've gotten up off the floor because they had their belly button drawing into their spine because their core was engaged. So value. Practice. Takes practice. Last 2. And excellent. Good. All right. Shake it out. I like to give examples like that because sometimes some of these little intricate core exercises, release work, sometimes we question it, right? Like, why are we doing this? What's the point? I don't feel anything. So sometimes it's really helpful to kind of hear when in life it can help us. And that can be a little bit more motivating to do the work. So that's the purpose of the stories. Okay. Awesome. Get a sip of water. We're only doing that twice. We're going to move on. Okay, before we get into the next exercise, I just want to add in a little bit of a dynamics movement stretch so that we all feel good about it. So I'm going to turn sideways. We are going to be doing an exercise using the band on our foot. So to prepare for it, we're going to extend one of those legs out. Okay, so if you need help, you can just take your leg out, extend it. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, abdominals drawn in. I'm going to show a few variations of this. Variation 1 is if we have compromised trunk. You're going to use your hands and you're going to keep a long spine, and I want you to walk yourself as far forward as you can without rounding in the spine like this. So you're staying tall, use your hands as a guide. Once you've hit your length and we can't go any further, you're going to walk yourself back up using your hands. Okay, that's variation 1. Variation 2 is using the dowel. You can bring it across your chest and you can come into a hinge like this and then come back up. This is if you have a little more trunk stability, and this will help keep our spine long. Okay, I'm giving 3 versions today. So that's that. The last version is arms up overhead, and you're gonna reach out, try and reach for your feet with a long spine and then come up. This will be the most advanced version. I would say the dowel is going to be what most of us that I can see in here are going to try. A couple of us might be able to try this one, and then there's a few of us that we're going to stick to the hand one, okay? So leg is straight. I'm going to demonstrate all 3. I'm going to switch it up, okay? Here we go for 10. So coming down, count for yourself for 10 because we're all going to be at different tempos. And I'm just going to complete 10, and then hopefully we'll all kind of end at relatively the same time. Okay, so the same leg is straight the whole time. Okay, now I'm going to show this other version. Pulling the dowel across your chest if that's what you're using. Nice long spine. Okay, and then last 3 here. Reach. Nice long spine. Reaching for the ceiling. And again. And awesome. Okay, so that was 10. So now we're going to take the leg back up. We can take the other leg out. Here we go. Same thing. So leg straight. I'm going to start with this. Reach, keeping that spine long. Your tip might not look like mine in the sense that you might not get very far, and that's okay. It's not about how far you go. It's about keeping the back long. So I don't care if you reach just your knee. Doesn't matter to me. As long as your spine is long. That's way better. Okay. I'll show this version. 5. Try and get every version in there in case people need to follow along. Reach. Breathing. 7. And then here's my last version. 8. 9. And that's 10. And that's 10. Beautiful. Okay. From there, grab your band. This would be a thicker band if you have it. So now we're gonna take both legs out if you prefer, or just one leg like we just did. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever feels more stable. And you're gonna attach the band to your foot. So I'm not gonna move the camera because you can imagine what it looks like. Okay, and then we're gonna come up here. So for elbow injury, just make sure you're not ever here. Keep the elbow bent. Okay, everybody else, if you can, elbows are straight. And now we're going to do a row. So you're going to think of squeezing the shoulder blades so much that the arms pull, and then right back to where we started. Okay, some of us might need chest straps, and that's fine. Just put a chest strap on. Otherwise, you can have yourself leaning. Make sure you're leaning back. Chin is tucked. Okay, slightly. And let's do 15 together. So I'll start my first. This is my 4. Okay, and then 5. Everybody can just join in whenever. Good. Excellent. Here we go. 1, counting down from 5, 2, 3. Feeling those shoulder blades. 4. Make sure your chest is lifted, tall. 5. And we are done that. Awesome. Good. Okay, we are going to take the band off. It doesn't really matter which leg you did, but next time we do the round, it might just feel good to switch legs. So if you have the one leg out, just remember which one it was, and then we're going to switch. Okay? Okay, now we're going to come back in, and we're going to grab our dowel. Okay? So we're going to take it overhead. So we're going to have the dowel up, overhead. We're going to rotate while we're up there. Rotate while we're up there, and then bring it back down. Okay, so that's version 1. Up, rotate, rotate, and down. Okay, version 2 is if you have an elbow injury, which I know someone in here does, you can just bring it up with bent elbows and rotate and down. That also might be a good variation for somebody that maybe isn't using a chest strap and they're a bit tipsy when they're up here. You might just want to bring it up here. This is a little easier to get your balance going. And you can also keep it in close to your body. So where I took it out and away, you can also take it up through the body. Okay, so different variations. Pick your poison. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to show the original version. Exhale. The dowel is right above my head, or as best as you can, and then down. Okay, we're doing 10 of these. Doesn't matter which way you rotate first. I'm probably going to actively just switch every time. So whatever you want to do. And 4. Nice. And 5. Okay, make sure those shoulders are staying away from those ears. This one's a tough one. Keep going. 7. Okay, 3 more. Or you do what you can. And relax. Awesome. Good. Okay. Take a little break because that's a lot. So we're just going to set those two together. So we have our band row off of the foot, and then we're going to do our rise around the world with a rotation at the top. Okay. So water break, and then in 30 seconds, we're starting. I hope everybody is hanging in there and doing okay. Doreen, at the end of this, I want to know where in California you're from because I moved here from there. I'd be curious to see where you're at. If you want to share, of course. All right. Getting ready. Oh, awesome. Cool. I was in Long Beach, but my roommate was from the Bay Area and my dive buddy. Awesome. All right, here we go. So we're going to come in. I'm going to show with my other leg now. So taking my other leg out. Okay, I'm attaching my band to my foot. The best spot is like right at the ball of the foot. Okay. Some of us might even get a little nice stretch in the calf when we do this, which is nice. Okay, here we go. So 3, 2, and 1. Let's try for 15 rows. Think of your shoulder blades leading the movement. So the shoulder blades lead, and then the elbows go. Okay, reminder for Doreen not to extend your elbow all the way so we don't have that pain going on from the flare. Okay, 5 more here, or whatever count you're at. And that's 5 for me. Good. All right. Grabbing your dowel again. This one's a tough one. Here we go. The dowel will make it easier for anyone that is wondering maybe they should ditch the dowel. No, it'll be harder. So I do recommend keeping the dowel. But what you can do also, if it's a lot, because it's a lot of overhead and rotation, you can always do a rest on every other one I do. So you could do one and then break as I do the next, and then you could do another one. So that's one way you could keep continuing to the end, but it's just a little less intense. Okay, here we go. Up, rotate, rotate, and come on down. Good. And up. Shoulders away from your ears. Reminder not to look up at the dowel. We don't want to look up here. You're going to keep your focus at the monitor or your screen, because looking up isn't going to help you. It's going to make it actually harder, believe it or not. It's a reflex and it's wrong, so don't do it in a workout. It's good in life, but not in here. Okay, we're over halfway already. Try and exhale on the rotation. Getting into those core, those little accessory muscles in your core, helping you breathe, helping you rotate. 3 more, everybody. Almost done these. This will be your last time with these today. And again. And relax down. Good. Okay. Take a break. I do want to end on a pull. So we are going to do the band row again. And I'm going to set it with a W shape. Okay. So break last time. And then we're going to hit up these 2 last exercises. And then that'll be it for today. Okay. So a little sip of water if you need it. Okay, and then it's up to you what foot you want to do. It doesn't really matter. Or you can do like 7 on one side, 8 on the other, whatever you want to do. I'll probably do that because I like to feel even. So I'll show a certain amount on this side, and then I'm going to switch my leg halfway. Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Pull. Okay, and I'm switching halfway through, halfway to 15, or whatever it is that you're doing. And 6, good. 2 more probably, or around there, depending on where you're at. And awesome. Okay, finishing that set up. All right. So we're going to do something called a W, and this is going to be getting into the back body again. So I just like to end on just our theme essentially. So it's literally the shape W. So we're going to end up coming into something like this, but the focus is going to be on the back. So right where your shoulder blades touch, right in the middle. Okay, you can even, if you want, it's the same spot we've been working on in the row, but you can even tap it with your dowel or just with your hand if you can't reach. Okay, and this is going to help you get that, just that connection as to what we're trying to work here. So arms are going to go up all the way. Chin is tucked. We're not looking at the ceiling. And then we're going to make a W as we squish those shoulder blades together. And then we come back up again. And squish those shoulder blades together. Okay, and then we come back up again. We're only doing 5. Squeeze. Feeling those shoulder blades. 2 more, and squeeze. And again, last one. And shake that out. Good. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Your back should feel alive, your upper back. We don't want to be too tense in the neck. Hopefully you feel okay today. We did do a bit of overhead, but if you are feeling that, it's worth doing a little bit of this release again later. But otherwise, I hope everybody's feeling good. That's all the time we have today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you, all these new names I see in here. That makes me so happy. I hope that we have everybody come back next week. And if anyone has any questions or comments, I will be here for the next couple minutes and I can answer any questions. If anyone has any questions about Ocean Insider Club, the subscription I was talking about, if you want to get a little bit more into one-on-one coaching, you can message me as well or leave a message in here. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you, Natalia, for coming. Great to see you here. And yeah, thanks everybody. Enjoy the sun.